Hey everyone, welcome back and let's get it going. Let's talk MLB bets here on this lovely sunny Sunday as we kick off the first day in June. Kind of recap what we did yesterday in the MLB. We had some interesting games that we're going to go over and kind of setting up the table for a very interesting Sunday as we get a lot of rubber matches, a lot of getaway games for these weekend series. We're going to break this all down on the channel and we do get a conclusion to that Yankees-Dodgers rematch. The Sunday Night Baseball game there on ESPN. Looking forward to that one. Great pitching matchup in store as well. We're going to talk about some of the numbers we have been seeing, and I will give you guys my best bets and get you on your way. All right, so before we get into it, guys, if you're watching this video, whether you're at the kiosk looking to scalp some picks, or if you do watch me religiously on your TV set every single morning, appreciate you all my returning subscribers. I really do. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is completely free to do so. Smash that like. It really does help us here on YouTube, trying to grow this brand, and really can't do without you guys. So I thank you once more, and let's get down into the picks. Okay, so to do this, we will use Outlier. For those of you that are using Outlier, you probably can testify. Leave a comment down below about your experience. But if you want to check it out, 7-day free trial, links are down below. And that's where you'll find the best numbers available amongst all of these sports books that are being offered. Do not overpay for bets, okay? We saw it last night with the Knicks game, live betting opportunity. It is something where it is just truly invaluable if you're talking about the difference between 20, 30 cents that you are laying in-game or even just before the game, shopping around for props. It really, truly does give you the best edge out there, okay? Now, there is a couple games that we are going to highlight in specific, but I will give you guys my leans along the way as well. I do have 4 best bets. We're going to be attacking totals a lot more than usual in this card, and that's quite all right. A lot of people don't like betting totals, but I will kind of give you guys my leans on the sides as well, and a couple props that I do think are relevant as we get through this board. So the first game we are going to talk about is the Cincinnati Reds and the Chicago Cubs. Now, the interesting thing about this game, as we break this one down, is the fact that we do get this divisional game, and I want to kind of segue into the conversation that we do see the Cubs here $1.60 favorites. Now, as we look at the matchup, you can talk about the Jameson Taillon matchup within Martinez going for the Reds. This is one where I do foresee a lot of runs. I think the total is set a little too low, 7.5. You can find a flat 7 out there with some juice, depending on how the wind is at Wrigley, which in my estimation, it is going to be blowing in just due to where this total is set. I've been doing this so long that I can kind of tell you where the wind is blowing in certain ballparks just based on the total number. Okay, but the the Reds and Cubs, looking at last game, the Cubs have won 2-0 yesterday. It was a 6-2 loss as the Reds were able to score in that first game. And I could definitely see this one going over the total. This would be my lean. Also, Jameson Taillon, for that matter, I think that the Reds will be able to get to him. And I do think that the Cubs offense does break out a little bit in this spot. So 2:20 first pitch, first game on the docket. Lean over the total of 7 if you want to bet that with some juice. Okay. Twins and Mariners. That's the next game we're going to get into. As we look at this a little bit deeper, you can kind of see Paddock going against Castillo, and this is the LM Castillo, so make sure you guys get those Castillos right in Seattle. Another one where we do have a game in Seattle, and as you look at this total set at 7.5, pitcher-friendly ballpark, this is one where, quite frankly, if you wanted to bet it, go for it, but it's one where I'm not going to get involved because just due to the fact that Seattle's at home, and what the Twins have been able to do, you look for the runs that we have seen, right? 18 and 9 respectively in the first 2 games, going over the totals of 7. I definitely kind of lean in that direction once again. So that would be kind of my best bet. The first 2 games were a split between these 2 clubs, and it's something where you look into Minnesota, right? Possibly going into Minnesota's team total going over. I think that the Twins do outlast the Mariners at home, and that's kind of where I would lean in this 4-10 first pitch, but no official play in this game. I just don't think there's an edge one way or another, okay? Nationals and the Diamondbacks. This has been a very interesting series to handicap, and we want to talk about kind of why. Well, as we look at it on the odds board, and you guys can see it's at the bottom right now as we're looking at the numbers. minus 235 for the Diamondbacks. Now, that's very, very overwhelming due to the fact that odds makers kind of have to put it this way due to the fact that the Washington Nationals have taken the first 2 games. So they are begging for some action here on Washington. And if you've been watching my stuff, we hit them on the first game, leaned on the Nats for the second game. But both of these games going over the total, right? We've had 18 and 16 runs total in both of these games, the first 2. And as we look at this, this is one where we do set up for a little bit of a pitching duel. Okay, so Mitchell Parker going against Corbin Burns. If there was one pitcher for the Nationals that would, or for the Diamondbacks, that would be able to shut the door and get the job done, Corbin Burns has flashed some signs of life since kind of his rocky start to the 2025 campaign, since being acquired from Baltimore. And as we look at this, this is probably one of the sharpest plays on the board. I'm not going to get involved, but like I said, guys, this is a total kind of day for me. And instead of kind of picking the side and laying some juice, although I do think the Diamondbacks get this one done, I'm not going to get involved in that perspective, but I do think that the sharp play, okay, would be taking the Diamondbacks minus 1.5 and coupling that with the over 9. I think that the Diamondbacks do get the win, and I do like a lot of runs, as we've seen 79% of the handle on the over. I know it's a high total and it's set there for a reason, so you kind of have to trust the numbers and understand the perspective on this game, that the Nationals are hitting the ball. You look at kind of what we're able to see. CJ Abrams, I do favor him in terms of hits, runs, RBIs. I think that number is set a little bit too low, not really adjusted. We talk about James Wood a lot. That's kind of where those numbers kind of have the built-in recency bias to them, but this is where we look. Nationals, Diamondbacks going over the total, once again, over 9, and I do lean Diamondbacks to kind of get this rubber match, if you will, and not avoid the sweep against the Nats, albeit 205 is very juicy there on the money line for the Nationals, okay? So that's kind of where I'm at within that game. The next one that we are going to get into, this is where we're going to talk about St. Louis and Texas. I do have an official play in this one. We have a great pitching matchup once again. Eric Fetty going against Jacob deGrom, more so in favor of Texas. And outside of that one outlier that Texas did hit the baseball, and this is a game that I'm kind of kicking myself from yesterday. We would have had a very good day on the card if I would have just trusted what I was doing. I really did favor the under, as we got a 2-0 decision in favor of St. Louis. We were on the Texas Rangers money line at a short plus price. But in this game, I do think that we get that same kind of continuation of low-scoring games in Arlington. And you want to talk about kind of how we're going to approach it. Well, we are going to look into a bet that I have been kind of dabbling into as of recent, right, since it's been offered by sportsbooks. This will be the likes of the first 3 innings narrative, okay? So as you see on your screen, this proposition I have up on your board, we're going to be taking the under 2.5 runs in the first 3 innings, okay? That's at minus 122. If you want to get a little bit daring, a little bit bold, if you take the under 1.5 runs, that will pay a plus 150 price there on DraftKings, but we will be betting the under 2.5 at minus 122. That will be my first official bet. I think deGrom stays hot, and kind of trust the Texas bats to kind of stay cold. They have had earlier starts, and this is also a very good no-run first inning play as well if you want to dabble into that market. I know a lot of people don't like getting involved with those, but I do like that one quite a bit here. First game on the slate, 105 first pitch, okay? Back into the overall board, the next game we're going to get into is the Chicago White Sox and Baltimore Orioles. Charlie Morton, he had an outstanding start. Okay, so lowering that ERA, got a 1 in the win column. So now 1-7 on the year as we look at kind of what he was able to do. And it was something very interesting as he went against St. Louis. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned. It was a very, very, probably his best showing of the season, to be honest. And that's kind of where he really did drop that ERA. He was over 10 at one point during the season. So up there in age. I think he might be the oldest player in the MLB at the age of 41. Not sure on that, so don't quote me. But I do think that this is one where it sets up for maybe a repeat of that performance, right? Chicago White Sox, as we all know, very, very poor baseball club. Maybe a little bit better than they were last year, but all the same, it still is a very poor expectation for the White Sox. And minus 165 on the money line for the Orioles, that does kind of lend to the argument that, hey, maybe we are going to see a very good spot to kind of get on board the White Sox at plus 145. If you're going to take the White Sox going against Charlie Morton, that would be definitely a spot that I would recommend. but it's something where I'm not going to get involved with kind of how this is all shaping out, but it would be one that I kind of want to dabble into the White Sox territory going against Charlie Morton and fading that. I'm definitely not going to lay minus 165 behind them, so this is a clear-cut pass for me, okay? And then we're going to talk about the game that everybody's kind of getting into, and that will be the Milwaukee Brewers and Philadelphia Phillies. As we looked at these first two games, right? Runs. And the Milwaukee Brewers are probably having their best offensive series of the season thus far. And not so fast. They do face Ranger Suarez looking to shut that door, right? And as we kind of get into that narrative with Philly, they have really missed the absence of Bryce Harper. Kyle Schwarber and the likes of Trey Turner have been getting it done. We've seen some production, on the other hand, from Nick Castellanos. Alec Baum has been playing well, but outside of that, they really have been lacking in depth within that lineup, and it has been showing against Milwaukee. A lot of runners left on base, and we talked about the Brewers, okay? And this is something where if you guys have been kind of absent from following along this game, or these first two games, I'm going to show you guys kind of what I'm looking into. 24 runs and 8 runs respectively. The Brewers won 17. They were up, I think, 16-2 at one point in that game yesterday. So it's kind of very hard to bet against the Milwaukee Brewers here, but they do face Ranger Suarez. If you think the Brew Crew stays hot, plus 150 for the Brewers, that is something very, very enticing. For me, no play officially, but that is something that if you think Philly gets a win behind Ranger Suarez, it's too steep of a price here at what we're looking at, minus 178. Potentially Philly's not the bat in the ninth, but as these offensive woes continue and Milwaukee continues to hit the baseball the way that they are, it's going to be one that I'm going to not want to fade. Jose Quintana for the Brewers, although it is something where it is noteworthy, 4-1 on the year, 2.65 ERA. So kind of lean towards the under, but with the runs that we have been seeing, it's very hard, like I said, to find a way to fade the Brewers lineup in this spot. So look for the Brew Crew to stay hot, lean plus 150 in this game, okay? Red Sox and Braves, we're going to talk about that a little bit. I do lean Braves outright. That's plus 115 behind Bryce Elder. Garrett Crochet going for the Bo Sox, and the one batter that I would target, maybe some Rafi Devers within the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Liked them yesterday as well, but did not get it done. And the Braves really did show out. So I kind of like the Braves in this spot, plus 115. I'm not going to play it officially, but that would be where I lean in this game. Okay, next one, Athletics and Blue Jays. Now, this is one that I wanted to talk about for almost making my card. Really looking for a dance partner to put along with Toronto. Kyle Gossman going for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have been playing good baseball, and at minus 190, you really need to find a dance partner. Two-leg money line parlay would bring you down close to plus money. And that's kind of what we look to target in that regard. Blue Jays win, but I don't think they're going to get it done at a price at minus 190. That's warranted me taking them on the run line, although I do kind of favor that at plus 115. But also the over in this spot, 8.5. If this was at a 7.5 or even a plus money, close to even money on an 8 flat, I would go over. I just worry about the Athletics being able to hit in this spot going against Kyle Gossman. So unless the Blue Jays look to score a lot of runs on their own, so maybe Blue Jays team total. That's kind of something that I would dabble in as well. Looking at the team props here, if you look at Blue Jays total runs, going over the total of 4.5 at minus 105, that's probably my best bet in this game, but not making my card officially would be Blue Jays over 4.5, okay? Going down the odds board, Cleveland and the Angels. We're going to go right back to it. Josh Kokonowicz going against Gavin Williams. The Angels 26-31 on the year, and the Guardians mirror that record, 31-26 at home. This is one where we did cash on the over yesterday. We're going to go right back to it. Okay, so let it ride. Cleveland Angels going over the total of 8. They got Mike Trout batting in the 5th spot. Probably my favorite position to bat in a baseball lineup. Unfortunately, I had to bat a third a lot of times. And not like I didn't want the unwanted attention, but a little bit too much off speed. So Trout seeing a lot of fastballs in that 5-hole. It does really set up for him to kind of have a great twilight to his career. And you're going to get better pitches. You're going to get better opportunities for producing a lot of RBI situations. So I do like a lot of runs in this game. I think that they're going to be able to hit Gavin Williams. He leaves the ball up too much, and I think the Angels will take advantage. Not going to play a side, but I do like the Guardians to score, and I like the Angels to score. So, like I say, guys, a 5-4 expected outcome of this game. We'll take over, just like we got a lot of runs yesterday. Guardians, Angels, over 8 will be an official play. Rockies and Mets, next one up on the board. You talk about kind of what we've been seeing. Another big money line favorite here for the Mets, right? Minus 375 as we look at kind of Clay Holmes going against Palmquist for the Rockies. It's one where you kind of have to get involved with the Mets in terms of the run line. If you want to bet them minus 1.5 at minus 175, that could be the dance partner we look for with the Blue Jays. But I don't like doing that traditionally. If you can find a flat 1 out there, it's probably how I would attack it. But outside of that, it's the same old song and dance, okay? Rockies stink, and the Mets are really shaping up, hitting the baseball well. I wanted to kind of back Francisco Lindor a little bit, but his hits, runs, RBIs are over 2.5 is a very steep money line or a very steep negative price. And if you want to kind of get involved with him, the only way that I would do it is taking his over 1.5 total bases. But outside of that, it's going to be the Mets or nothing for me in this contest, as the Rockies really just are probably the worst team in baseball, 9-49 on the year. Say that 10 times fast, and it's just kind of abysmal to watch. So shout out to the Mets here, as I look for them to kind of shut the door on the Rockies in this Sunday spot. Okay. Giants and Marlins, that's the next game on the card. We do get a very good pitching matchup. Logan Birdsong going against Weathers for the Marlins, and the offensive woes will continue, okay? I like the under 8 here, minus 110. That will be an official play. We were on the over in the first game, and the first 2 games definitely delivered to the under, and looking to repeat that in this third game, as I think that we get all of the same. Probably the best pitching matchup of the first 2 games of this weekend series. So I will be taking the under 8 at a price of minus 110. That's going to be an official play for me in this spot. 140 first pitch. Okay, Tigers and Royals. You look at kind of what we have going on here. Kyler Montero going against Bubic for the Royals. Great pitching duel yesterday, as when we were on the Tark skewball strikeouts, and he had him early. Okay, the Royals, one of the teams that does strike out the least in the MLB, mind you, but I still like the prop. Some colder weather, it was something definitely setting up. He just did not get that strikeout the side that we needed to push that over the total. I actually dabbled into the 10-plus strikeouts market at a plus 500 price, and that was one we definitely needed skewball to kind of deliver on. And I didn't think they were going to pull him here. I thought they were going to let him get over 100 pitches, and unfortunately the Royals prevailed at home in a very, very interesting game. This was one where I thought it was destined to go extra innings, and they would have to pull skewball after 9 straight, kind of back-to-back complete games. Interesting little note about skewball in his career, as dominant as he has been, he just notched his first complete game. So keep that in mind. His first complete game he did have, I think, last time out. So please keep that in mind moving forward. But in this game, I don't really think that we're going to get the offense that you might have expected from the Tigers. They were a very hot baseball team. And to go against Bubic, this is another one that does kind of lean towards the under. Montero, though, is a fade pitcher. So the Royals at home kind of sets up for me if you do like the Royals in the spot. But I'm not going to get involved and just don't want to be betting against the Tigers all too much. So this will be a pass as well. Okay, Astros in Tampa Bay. We do get Hunter Brown, 7-3 on the year, 2 ERA. And the Rays, we were on them on the money line yesterday. That was an easy, no sweat rocking chair cash, if you will. They had 16 runs in that contest. The Astros really missing that setback from Yordan Alvarez going against Taj Bradley. If they were going to get a game, it would be behind Hunter Brown going against Bradley. But it's kind of one of those things you don't want to lay the Astros minus 178. That is just purely based on the pitcher and the home field advantage. And it's something where if you look at the Rays here on the road, plus 155, very juicy. But if the Astros were going to get a game, it would be behind Hunter Brown. So minus 178, very appealing for the Astros, just not going to get involved. If you want to kind of dabble into something within this game, first 5 money line, so minus a half a run for the Astros, that would be something I would consider, but no play for me officially, okay? And then getting down that board again, we're going to kind of shift gears into the Twins and Mariners. We talked about that. no play for me. That's one I just kind of overlooked, kind of it wasn't in a different order on my screen, so I do apologize, but we already talked about that game. The next one that we haven't talked about, Pirates and Padres. All right, we have 2 games left on the card that we will have one official play in. The Padres looking to win this weekend series. They won the first game. They were blanked yesterday 5-0, and now Randy Vasquez takes on Andrew Heaney for the Pirates, and I think that this is setting up. -142 on the Padres is a very cheap price. If you do think the Padres break out at home, the Pirates have been a tough out for them. I know that they won the first game 3-2, but after losing 5-0, I definitely think the Padres are looking to break out. And if you want to get behind a short price, the Padres not to bat in the 9th inning, that would be kind of how I would bet this game, but no play for me officially. All right. And then the last game, pretty much the one that everybody's looking forward to, as we will have a primetime spot, 7:10 first pitch between the Dodgers and Yankees on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Yamamoto taking on Yarborough for the Yankees, and we have seen a lot of runs. Look at the Dodgers yesterday, okay? Breaking out. This is one where that was a rocking chair bet as well if you were on the side of the Dodgers. Taking the first 2 games in this World Series rematch. Definitely not going to consider the Yankees +150. Definitely not going to bet against Yamamoto. But what we're going to do in this game, it's set a little too high, so this is purely based on value and kind of these season-long statistics for the Yankees and Dodgers collectively within their runs expected. We're going to go under the total of 5 for the first 5 innings. All right, so we need 5 strong from Yamamoto, and hopefully we get out of this one with a 3-1, possibly 2-1 kind of score here, maybe a little bit tighter knit. As we look for this rubber match between the Yankees and Dodgers. So give me the first 5 under 5 runs at -125 to wrap up my card. Okay, so that'll about do it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Here's a little quick recap. If you guys haven't liked this video, smash that like button. Please subscribe down below. And the recap for the picks. We're going Texas Cardinals, first 3 innings, under the total of 2.5, -122. If you want to get a little frisky, take the 1.5 at +150. San Francisco, Miami, under 8 at -110. Cleveland, over 8 at -118. And the last bet will be Dodgers, Yankees, under 5 in the first 5 at -125. So a lot of totals. Pretty much all totals, so we'll see what happens here. Sundays can get a little weird with these getaway games, but got some sunshine in the air, and we're looking forward to some baseball. We got a full slate, so enjoy it. Make sure you guys all hit that subscribe button like I said. Let's cash some tickets, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow on the channel. Appreciate you all. Cheers.